Hello, my name is Creostix. Welcome back to the Hell on Earth. Don't play magic, don't play magic. I seem to have misplaced. There you go. So yeah, this is essentially just a game of hoping you will eventually come across a player who concedes from the get-go for no reason, like they have to go meet their parents or something. There's no other way to win. The decks in question are all insanely complicated, and they require gargantuan amount of luck to do anything, so... So yeah, I needed a land, didn't get one, so...
Enough with the mysteries. I've come for answers. Sacrifices must be made. Sorry, I'm not interested in dying today.
There's really not much to say. It's just horrible experiences all around. Like, speaking that out loud really doesn't change too much, does it? Valkyrie, hi, welcome. I really am afraid that no amount of pulla will cure my current ailment, but I do appreciate the thought though. For some reason I thought that just a tiny amount of magic could be fun. Just trying to get, 3 wins within this next 24 hours, but impossibilities are impossibilities, you know? Like there is no way to do this, so what are we doing, you know? Imagine getting to actually play those dragons, but only the opponents can play those. Fuck you. You goddamn cheater. One win, 3 losses. Well, I mean, yeah, but when is a win not a win? When you're playing Magic, that's when. With pre-built decks, with my luck. Because the agony never ends. There's always the next game that'll immediately bring you right back down into the dark, dark depths of bullshit. Alright, now I can breathe a little bit. Now I have only 1 win to go. That means it's probably doable within the next 24 hours. Maybe if I don't sleep. So, there is that now. Oh boy. Alright. We need a minute of actually opening some packs here because I need to take a breather to understand that there may be hope left, but only very deeply buried hope, so I don't let the hope get crushed again in the immediate next fight. So we'll see. All right, a lot of new ones. Sunlit Marsh, black and white, land card, enters tapped, the usual. I'm having some difficulty reading and talking. Sorry, I have some weird anxiety symptoms that kind of have been bothering me whole week. Okay, blue 3 mana Tolarian Geyser, sorcery, kicker 1 white. Return target creature to its owner's hand, draw a card. If this spell was kicked, you gain 3 life. Maybe something in there. Pixie Illusionist, fairy wizard, 1/1 flyer. If it was kicked with 4 mana total, one of them green, enters the battlefield with 2+1/+1 counters on it. You can tap it to basically change land into a different basic land. Interesting enough. Volsci Tideturner, 2 blue, Merfolk Wizard. Tap to add 1 blue mana to spend it only on an instant or sorcery spell or a kicked spell, 1/3. Common wildcard, Warhost's Frenzy. 2 gray, 1 red mana, instant, kicker 1 black. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. If the spell was kicked, whenever a creature you control dies this turn, draw a card. Ah, interesting. Well, for once the kicker isn't super expensive, but it's still quite situational though. Although if you have a lot of creatures, then there you go. Garna, Bloodfist of Geld. 1 gray, 2 red, 1 black. Legendary creature, Human Berserker. Whenever another creature you control dies, draw a card if it was attacking. Otherwise, Garna, Bloodfist of Geld deals 1 damage to each opponent. For some reason, like, my simple brain just wants simpler cards than, like, it's a lot of, like, 25-word long cards, and I'm probably too tired to fully understand all of the implications of this, but okie dokie. Like, that's a really big problem I have with the pre-built decks in the event. Like, every card is 35 words long, and I just don't have it in me to understand what those do. I haven't slept well in like 1.5 weeks, so. Weatherlight completed. I have one of these or already, I believe. Legendary artifact vehicle. Flying. 2 gray mana. As long as Weatherlight completed has 4 or more Phyresis counters on it, it's a Phyrexian creature in addition to its other types. Whenever a creature you control dies, put a Phyresis counter on Weatherlight completed. Then draw a card if it has 7 or more Phyresis counters on it. If it doesn't, scry 1. 5 and 5. So it can't be crude. So you can't actually... I have one of these, and I looked at it like it's cheap, but you need to have four Phyresian counters on it, and you need to do that. You get that by having 4 of your creatures die. It's quite something. Like, it's easy to get on the field, but it doesn't do anything for the rest of the game until you sacrifice 4 of your creatures to get it going. And by that point, a 5 and 5 flyer isn't all that good, you know. I'm kind of puzzled by, like, why this is a mythic card, you know. I'm probably just not seeing the use, but I don't know. I guess there's the one thing. if you manage to sacrifice 4 tiny token creatures in the same turn very early on. But that's very, very specific as a moment, you know? Oh well. Okay, Dominaria Alchemy, impede momentum, blue and gray, 2 mana total, tap target creature and put 3 stun counters on it, scry 1. Stun counters are, look at the top, if a permanent with a stun counter would become untapped, remove 1 from it instead. So you'd, like, use up stun counters until it has 0, and then it untaps. Tidepool Turtle, 3 gray, 1 blue. Creature turtle, 3 mana to scry 1, and it's a 2 and 2/5 creature. At least it's simple. I wouldn't really think of it as a useful card, but so it goes. Unless you can synergize turtles, but... okay, Keldon Strike Team. 2 gray, 1 red. Creature, human warrior. Kicker, 1 gray and 1 white. When Keldon Strike Team enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, create 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. As long as Keldon Strike Team entered the battlefield this turn, creatures you control have haste. Okie dokie. So, including Keldon has haste, but only for the first turn. Because it's not other creatures. That's interesting. Well, that does actually change things a little bit, sure. It has a very specific 1-turn haste. Wow, that's unusual. I've never seen that before. Curious. Floriferous Vine Wall. 1 gray, 1 green. Creature, plant wall, defender. When Floriferous Vine Wall enters the battlefield, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. 0/2. There's a very specific thing you can do with defenders in Dominaria, so there is some synergy in doing a defender deck. But you need to have 4 of the very specific defender that cause the walls to do damage to the opponent. I tried that in the draft, but, you know, shocker, it didn't work. I didn't have enough, and I didn't have luck either, so what you gonna do? Alright, common wildcard, Pull of the Mist Moon. 1 gray, 2 white. Enchantment. Kicker, 1 gray, 1 blue. Again, 70,000 words. When Pull of the Mist Moon enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until Pull of the Mist Moon leaves the battlefield. When Pull of the Mist Moon enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, choose a non-land permanent card in your hand. It perpetually gains when this permanent enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until this permanent leaves the battlefield. Right. That's actually kinda really good. I mean, provided you're doing a white and blue deck, but if you are, that's actually really... It's essentially you can double your ability for removal by adding the kicker of blue and gray. That's actually very, very nice. I need to remember that one. That's really cool. Huh. I usually don't play blue, but I'm always open to playing a non-control blue. I know that sounds weird, especially with this card, but I don't do like a, you know, counter spell and do. I find that to be like, we're here to play Magic. Therefore, counter spelling is not playing Magic. Vine Soul Spider. 1 gray, 1 green. Creature, elemental spider. Reach. At the beginning of your end step, put a random land card from your library into your graveyard. 3/2. Huh. That is fascinating. I'm trying to think, like, is there a lot of... there is at least one card that can bring even land cards from the graveyard to your hand that I know of. So it's a weird way of bringing land cards from your library to the... I suppose, but it's still... It's a slow way to add land, though. I don't... That sounds more weird than useful. Nantuko Slicer. 2 gray, 2 green. Creature, insect, kicker, 1 black. When Nantuko Slicer enters the battlefield, return target card from your graveyard to your hand. If this spell was kicked, conjure a duplicate of target creature card... of target card in an opponent's graveyard into your hand. It perpetually gains you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast this spell. Wait, hold on. Any card? To the battlefield, return target card from your graveyard here. Conjure a duplicate of target card in an opponent's graveyard. Wow. Unless I'm misreading this is very powerful. Because it's a 3 and 2 creature to begin with, costs 4 mana, that's expensive, but... First of all, it brings any card, not just creature, any card from your graveyard to your hand. That's already really good. Then, by adding 1 black, you can, on top of that, get a duplicate of anything in the opponent's graveyard, like including planeswalkers or whatever, and you can just cast it with any colors of mana. Wow. That is proper solid. Jesus. I need to remember these two. These are nice. Nantuko Slicer. Gotta remember that. That seems really good. Okay, again, impede momentum. Gibbering Barricade. Creature Nightmare Wall. 2 gray, 1 black. Defender. And 2 gray, 1 black. To sacrifice a creature, regain 1 life and draw a card. Pixie Illusionist, we saw this. Heroic Charge. 2 gray, 2 white. Instant. Kicker of 1 gray, 1 red. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. If this spell was kicked, those creatures also gain trample until the end of turn. Argivian Phalanx. 5 gray, 1 white. Creature, human core soldier. This spell costs 1 mana less to cast for each creature you control. Vigilance, 4 and 4. If you have plenty of creatures, that is a very, very cheap 4 and 4. Huh. And here's this one that we've been seeing in the games. Goblin Morale Sergeant. 1 gray, 1 red. Creature, Goblin Soldier. Haste, enlist. Whenever Goblin Morale Sergeant enlists a non-token creature, you may conjure a duplicate of that creature into the top 5 cards of your library at random. The duplicate perpetually gets +1/+0 and gains haste. 2 and 1. And Spell Chain Scatter. 1 red. Instant. Kicker blue. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell this turn, conjure a duplicate of that spell into your hand. If this spell wasn't kicked, discard the duplicate at the beginning of your next end step. Okie dokie. Slimefoot. Thallid Transplant. 1 black, 1 green. Legendary creature Fungus. Whenever a swamp or forest enters the battlefield under your control, draft a card from Slimefoot Thallid Transplant spellbook. And it's basically a lot of just 15 spells of stuff. Deathblow, Tiger, token. Upkeep, mill a card, 3 or more creature cards, transfer powers. Undergrowth, number of creature cards in your graveyard. When they die, draw a card. Spore can't tell each other. Landfall, creature under control, creature 1 monkey, 7 creatures. Okay. That's actually, wow. Swarm Shambler enters the battlefield plus one. Remember a creature you control the +1/+1 counter on it becomes target of a spell or opponent controls. Get a 1/1 creature. Damn. Thallid Omnivore. +2/+2 until the end of turn for 1 mana. Sacrifice a creature, draw a card for 2 mana. And then enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 green sapling. Exile from your graveyard. 1/1. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. Wow. Verdant Embrace. Beginning of each upkeep, sapling. 3/1/1. Yeah. That's a really good card. You get one of those 15 for each basic land you put there if you're doing black or green. Wow. That is powerful stuff. Alright, we have 24 hours and 13 minutes to get 1 win. And we'll see in the next video if we can do that. So smash that like button as if it's this pen, because that makes sense. Have a good one.